Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Damon K. Jones here, and this is the Health Mindset. And today we want to look at income inequality. Income inequality has become a huge issue in our society. The ultra wealthy keep getting richer while the middle class and lower class struggles to get by. This inequality stems from systematic issues in our economic structures and policies. But on an individual level, marginalized communities often operate from a scarcity mindset, feeling that they lack the opportunities and resources. This reinforces the cycle of inequality. Let's get into it, y'all. Income inequality isn't accidental, it's a deliberate outcome of our economic system. Mere adjustments won't remedy this. The system inherently disadvantages the least fortunate. The poorest Americans face insurmountable odds in achieving income parity, and basic necessities still need to be discovered. Lyndon Johnson's war on poverty aimed not at wealth or redistribution, but at maintaining a tenuous stability among the low income population. Overcoming income equality is challenging when the very foundations of our government perpetrate it. Research indicates that family wealth shapes outcomes across 10 to 15 generations, often stemming from historical events like slavery. Addressing income inequality and empowering Black communities is essential. Income inequality is deeply entrenched with our society structure, and its resolution requires a comprehensive overhaul of the entire governmental system. Recent research underscores the enduring impact of family wealth, which shapes future outcomes. This wealth, often stemming from historical events like slavery, has cemented extreme disparities that persist to this day. The concept of income inequality is further complicated by the dependency of specific communities on government support systems. Welfare program, while crucial, sometimes perpetuate inequality among Black families, mainly due to the restrictions that penalize households with a male presence. Historical government actions, such as separating Black families, have also contributed to this divide. Shockingly, in the United States, 1 in 5 children relies on government assistance for basic sustenance. Contrary to conventional wisdom, education does not necessarily rectify income equality for Black people. Higher education can burden them with substantial student loan debt, often lending to financial deficits upon graduation. Moreover, many college educated Blacks work for others instead of leveraging their educations to establish their own businesses. Over the past 3 decades, the prevailing norm emphasizing pursuing higher education, neglecting trade skills, and entrepreneurship. Ironically, occupations in skilled trades often offer higher earning potential than many college degrees that Blacks get. The American educational system structure inadvertently limits opportunities for entrepreneurship, discouraging innovative thinking. This is evidence in the success stories of 23 tech moguls who have revolutionized the tech industry and the world without holding any college degrees. Today's wealthy individuals have typically earned their fortune by delivering substantial value to society rather than through inheritance. A transformative shift in mindset towards consumers is critical. Embracing a perspective where all individuals contribute to producing goods and services can foster a more equitable economic landscape. Black consumers possess a substantial buying power, estimated at around $1.4 trillion as of 2021. However, research reveals that they spend up to 30% more than their white counterparts on visible goods like clothing, cars, and jewelry. Underscores the need to redirect economic power towards sustainable investments and asset creations. Despite representing 14.2% of the US population in 2020, Black people in America only accounted for 2.4 of employer firm owners, highlighting the significant gap in business ownership between Blacks and whites and other ethnic groups. Hispanics, on the other hand, comprise nearly 10% of all businesses. Most business owners remain white, making up of 67% of this group. Considering that Black consumers wield a substantial spending power, why is business ownership so low? The answer lies in the historical conditioning perpetrating a consumer centric mentality, positioning marginalized communities as liabilities rather than assets to society. Addressing income inequality and promoting economic empowerment for marginalized community necessitates systematic change that challenge deeply ingrained norms. We have to change our mindset in the Black communities. Embracing entrepreneurship, wealth creation, and a more discerning approach to consumption can collectively reshape the economic landscape and pave the way for a more equitable future in the Black community. The Black community must transform from a scarcity mindset to an abundant mindset. It's not just a shift in personal perspective, it's transformative thinking of immense importance for cultural community growth, well being, and the pursuit of generational opportunities. This transition liberates our communities from the shackles of fear and the limitation of false narrative, bad politics, bad policies, and unlocking the world of possibilities for generations of Black people. Here's why making this shift is so crucial. Understanding the significance of cultivating an abundance mindset in the Black community is rooted in our historical context. This mindset is transformative, reshaping the outlook and developing positive mental attitudes. It can draw favorable circumstances into our lives through motivated actions free from fear. The abundance mindset becomes a crucial tool for reshaping the Black community's trajectory. Historically, our community has been subject to systematic inequalities, economic disparities, and deeply ingrained narratives of scarcity. We have suffered generational trauma of a scarcity mentality driven by the deprivation faced during slavery, Jim Crow, the struggle through civil rights. This scarcity perspective has perpetrated cycles of self doubt, limited aspirations, and focus on immediate survival. Embracing an abundant mindset flips the narrative. It empowers us to break free from the shackles of historical limitations and envision a future where opportunities are abundant for Black people. It entails recognizing that we can create our realities through intentional actions and not beg people. Instead of being driven by fear, scarcity, and begging white people. An abundant mindset propels us forward with motivation and hope. How do we cultivate an abundant mindset in the Black community? Transitioning from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset is gradual. It's not an overnight change. It involves reshaping our thoughts as a people. Scarcity tendencies often creep up into our daily interactions with each other due to their deep rooted nature in our society. To help you develop an abundant mindset, I'm going to share some straightforward shifts and practices to reframe your perspective. One, we must embrace gratitude. A scarcity mindset often fixates on what is lacking, making it hard to acknowledge what we have. Counter this by focus on gratitude. This shifts your attention towards the abundance that already exists in your life and already exists in your community. By practicing gratitude, you'll find more joy in the things you possess. This foundation of appreciation paves the way for an abundance mindset, moving you from the standpoint of lack to one of sufficiency. We need to stop chasing status in the Black community. People with abundance mindset don't prioritize status. Why? Because status pursuits involve seeking awards, memberships, positions, and approval to gain influence with systems of scarcity. These status games are alluring but unreliable. Status relies on a hierarchy where your position is only as secure if others have less. And that's why the Black community is in the position that they are, because the leaders of the community are about status. And they look for status, and the community has less. That's why black leaders in the community, when they finish their political term, they are richer than the average person in the community. Have you ever wondered why? That politicians retire rich and the community they represent is poorer than it was when they became the politician? Because it's about status, not about the people. Pursue wealth instead. Shift your goal from status to wealth. Unlike status, wealth doesn't hinge on others' validation. And I'm not just talking about financial wealth. It's having the resources, the connections, the health to lead a desired life. You decide and you define your wealth. It doesn't require others to have less. Wealth encompasses various forms, from material possessions to personal time and freedom. We have to network with friends that can influence what we're doing. Network with friends with money. Instead of hanging out with the Negroes and Negrettes in your community, come outside of your community. Let's discuss money, a subject where scarcity myths often cloud our thinking. Society, family teaching, and experiences can create confusion around money. However, this confusion presents an opportunity. Money's connection to scarcity beliefs lets us practice fostering an abundance mindset. When negative money thoughts arrive, reframe them. For instance, money makes people greedy becomes The more I have, the more I share. See, our mindset about money, we have the crazy mindset. Oh, or I never have what they have. Or I don't have enough. Or I got to fight to get a piece of the pie. Or even your gain is my loss. Why not make your own pie? Why not understanding there's a ample of abundance to go around? Why not understanding that there's a different path to joy? Cultivating an abundant mindset requires practice and consistent effort. The Black community can defeat income inequality. We have $1.4 trillion. If we only had unity, let's not be fooled that they're fighting on government levels for our benefit. Black communities have not changed in decades. They haven't changed in decades. And some of our Black communities are worse now than they were 10 years ago. Come on, y'all know I'm telling the truth. But it all starts with us. It's not the white man. It ain't Trump. Trump ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in your Trump ain't got nothing to do with that. If anything, y'all got a little money from that PPE, but Trump ain't got nothing to do with what's going on there. Don't let him fool you. Everybody in the Black community having businesses, but Black people. In some towns, we got Black governments and Black mayors. And there's a lack of Black businesses in cities with Black mayors. So let's change our mind from a scarcity mindset to abundance mindset. And let's start looking on how we could develop businesses. Let's start looking at how we could create goods and services. Let's start looking, instead of going to work and getting paid for your time, you could create something and get paid and get paid and get paid and get paid. Instead of going to work, get paid every 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, you got to work for 2 weeks, you get paid one day. Let's figure out let's put our minds together as a people so we could create something and get paid every day off of it. Imagine if a whole community thought like that. But we could do it. But we just don't have the mindset to do it. I want to thank everybody for watching. Definitely tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. The People Before Politics radio show, Black Westchester Magazine. I'm the publisher of Black Westchester Magazine. We'll also go live on Black Westchester, and we'll be live here on Damon K. Jones. So we could, you'll definitely see it. And if you want to watch it, and please like, share, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. And thank you. Thank you very much. Have a blacktastic day. Remember, God is in your vegetables. One love.